We'll start with Yuna. When Yuna was explaining how her workers do as little amount of work as they can, like by getting by. So you mentioned workers barely make what he asks. So they do what their boss asks them, but like as little as they could. And we can call that like the bare minimum. So they do the bare minimum. Bare is in B-A-R-E. And that is like doing as little as possible, but still doing what your boss asks you to do. So you say like, oh, they're doing the bare minimum. It's like you need to go beyond that, right? Yeah, the bare minimum.
That's the word is a bare minimum.
Just this war piece of small.
Also, you mentioned at work you're able to see details clearly. So you said I can see really details, but how about we say like I can see details really well, or I can see really detailedly. Detailedly, like see detailedly means you're just able to see all the little things. So I can see Lee as an adverb, detailedly. You can add an ly, E-D-L-Y, detailedly. You mentioned at work that you need to put down being perfect. How about for this we just say we use the word perfectionism, so we put down or give up the perfectionism. So at work I just need to give up the perfectionism and maybe let things slide, let things go. So yeah, put down the perfectionism or give up being a perfectionist. Give up being a perfectionist.
Like things slide?
Let things slide, yeah, meaning don't let every little thing, like, don't try to crack down on it, don't try to control every little thing.
Let things slide?
Let things slide, right. Let things slide, let things go, kind of same meaning. Also mentioned, I was stressful. Just remember, stressful means that you are causing the stress. So you would just say, I was stressed. Right, a situation is stressful, but you feel stressed with a ED.
You mean stressful means I caused it?
Yeah, you were making people stressed, yeah, so.
Maybe you were.
Maybe you meant that.
Definitely stressed, yeah.
In some you mentioned, I feel some miserable. And we'll just change miserable to misery. I feel some misery. Or just I feel miserable. I feel miserable or I feel some misery. I also heard the biggest attractiveness, which is actually, attractiveness is fine, but it's a little awkward. So I wanted to change that to the biggest attraction about, what were we talking about then? The biggest attractiveness. Crowdfunding, yes. Yeah. The biggest attractiveness of crowdfunding. We would say more like the biggest attraction of crowdfunding. The biggest attraction to crowdfunding is blah, blah, blah. And I also heard the phrase, the good, predictable startup companies. I've been trying to think of how we could change that. We could say the startup companies predicted to do well. So the startup companies predicted to do well. Like we can guess they're going to do well or be successful. Or we could say the predictably good startup companies, but that's a little awkward. So I would just say the companies that are predicted to do well, or the companies predicted to do well. Here one, mentioning old people in Canada and their health care. That was a good topic. You said they're getting older, so they pretty much care about their health. I wanted to change that to as they get older. So as they get older, they care more about their health. So change they're getting older, they pretty much care about their health. We'll just change to as they get older, they care more about their health. Also mentioning with the Park Geun-hye scandal, climate change issue didn't come out. we would always use the preposition didn't come up for an issue, like up. I don't know why. It's the same meaning, but always we say up. So the climate change issue didn't come up. No one thought about it. Okay. That's all I got. Great discussions tonight.
Thank you.